Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
So, Finnileas had just opened up a portal and taken you guys to the Elvish capital, correct?
No, it was to Finn's, the Finn and Gry's little zone.
Oh, it was back to the. You didn't go to the capital. You went back to Centervale, and went to your floor.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So that's where we'll pick up. You guys kind of step in. Ren is there for some reason. He was there, GM Fiat, and you guys have come out. You successfully answered. Well, some of you successfully answered Sphinx riddles. You managed to free an ancient dragon. One of you got stabbed by the dragon pretty hard. For information, Ron. You managed to meet Finn's dad. Sorry, Ren. Finn's mom is not single. And you have made your escape after being gifted the location of the last two metallic dragons. So as you guys step into the laboratory, candles light up, illuminating the floor of Finnileas' pretty simple but functional workspace. What are you guys going to do?
Basil looks very impressed with this simple but functional workspace.
Sorry to bother, but quick question. How long has Rin been gone?
Were you there when they went to the pyramids?
No.
Right, so you've been gone. It's been a few days.
Oh, okay. Please continue.
Yes, please. What are you guys doing?
Well, I guess Basil would be eager to sort of inform Nina and the rest of the guild about the fact that we know the location of the last two dragons. So he'd probably just want to go and do that if nobody else had anything to see to that he would be needed for.
Do we know what time of day it is?
We know it's probably afternoon before evening.
Then Rabijjan would probably be attempting to contact Abel again because she did what he asked her to.
What else? What's everybody doing? Are you guys doing this separately? You guys all doing this together?
Basil will just go with Rabijjan because he figures he'll find whoever he's looking for if she finds Abel. So Abel would probably also want to know.
Nobody else doing nothing?
Well, as per usual, nobody noticed I've been gone? I mean, like, don't you guys have story to tell? What happened? What are we doing now? I mean, I've been gone for a few days. You've been gone for a few days, actually.
Are you sure you were gone?
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure I was gone. Well, if I was not, I don't know where I was, but...
I guess I didn't look that far down and see you weren't there.
The height thing again. I thought this group was like height inclusive. Guess I would have to deal with that shit again and again. But someday I'll have my revenge.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you again, Ren.
So what are the news? I mean, did you find some interesting things on your journeys, or yeah, is the Vale safe? Didn't see anybody in panic or the humble beginning in fire or anything.
Well, demons tend to show up sometimes, but other than that, it's relatively the same.
I brought us to the cave so we could discuss, plan, and share information before we have to see anybody who might ask questions. So Finnileas would fill Rin in on all of the stuff that's been happening since he left.
So what's your guys' plan going to be?
Go save dragons?
Are you nervous about who we talk to, Finnileas?
Not especially.
Oh, okay. It's just you seem to be exercising some caution, so I had thought perhaps there was something I missed.
No, there's been times that we didn't discuss things and didn't have a chance to decompress any and then got asked questions and maybe said more than we wanted to. So I just thought it was wise to do that.
Well, yes, I suppose there's no harm in being careful.
I'm all excited to go back down to the Underdark. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yes, the Underdark. I don't agree with your sentiment.
Why? It's dark and it's under and it's awesome.
Well, you're certainly entitled to your opinion.
Fortunately, I already forgot where the prison was. I don't think I can remember anymore.
Don't worry, Finn. Rabijjan remembers.
Yeah, Rabijjan didn't get the vision that Finnileas did.
Oh no, there must be another, not a Hydra.
Well, we don't need to know its exact location. I don't suppose there are that many drow settlements.
You hear a knock on the door at the top of your stairs, Finnileas.
I call that it's fine to come in.
Oh, hey guys. Hey guys. I was just curious because it's always quiet down here. As you see Gravine awkwardly coming in the door, and all of a sudden I'm like napping, and I hear voices. I mean, I hear
That's called
voices.
dreaming.
Right, but then I woke up and the voices kept going. It was very rude of the dream to not let me go back to sleep. Hey guys, but it's not a dream. It's you guys.
It's a pleasure to see you as well, Gry.
Oh my gosh, what have you guys been up to? Oh, Basil, I killed vampires, right? Me and Rick.
Oh.
And then we did some mummy lords. I don't know if you've ever seen those before, but they're like regular mummies, but like on the roids. And then it was really frustrating though, because I was trying to get them to convince to follow me, but they wouldn't do it. And they were all like, no, we got to do our own thing. We're evil. And I was like, no, guys, we're this other stuff. We don't have to be that bad. They weren't interested.
Well, they sound very articulate for evil mummies.
Yeah, no, it came out more like, but I knew what they were saying.
Oh, I'll take your word for it. Well, that does certainly sound very exciting. And dangerous. Are you okay?
I'm great. They're not so much. I'm great. Hey, my buddy Rife has this fire sword, and it's like not a fire sword, but like it's sunny. It's a sunny sword, and vampires hate when he pokes them with it.
I suppose that makes sense.
It's great. It's great. You should get yourself a sunny sword.
But maybe I will if I find myself in the company of aggressive vampires.
I mean, you should probably get it. You should probably get it before you find yourself in the company of aggressive vampires, because it helps a lot. So,
an excellent point.
We also killed a blue dragon. There was a blue dragon that attacked Centervale.
There was a what?
It's a dragon, like the red ones you guys have seen, but it was a different color. It was blue.
But it attacked Centervale?
Well, it did briefly.
Oh, that's worrying. They seem to have been more content with just attacking when we were around. I don't like the idea that they are expanding their criteria.
I mean, attacking when you were around isn't really working out for them.
I suppose that's fair.
This one shot lightning at us, and so I was all like pew pew pew, and a couple of my dead guys were like pew pew pew, and then Rith was like, look at me, I got a bright and shiny sword. But the fun one was Nina. She jumped off the damn humble beginnings and landed on its brain with a mace, with her great club.
Oh, she seems that she has a penchant for making stories about leaping on dragons. So I believe you.
She does not like dragons.
Is everyone okay? Did the dragon sort of do anything vaguely indicating a next attack, or?
No, we killed it. I've got its bones in my laboratory.
Oh, do be careful with that, Gry.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Well, speaking of dragons, our mission was rather successful, and we've managed to ascertain the location of two more dragons. Well, the last two ancient dragons. Good ones, not bad ones.
Did you find another one?
Yes, we found, I believe he referred to himself as the Law.
Well, the other two were here for a little while, and then they just took off.
They do that a lot.
So Gravine goes, wow, do you guys need anything, or?
I don't think so. I think we were just planning on reconvening at the guild and deciding on what to do with Nina and the other guildmates.
All right, well, I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay. Have fun ming.
What? Have fun what?
I didn't know what you said, so I just panicked and repeated you.
I just said I'm gonna go do my things now, Sure.
Oh.
Chopping up dead bodies and making sure I know how they work.
Well, just be safe while doing that, because I would be very sad if you weren't.
Oh, no, I wash my hands before I eat my food, don't worry. And he goes,
okay, good.
With that, he walks out the door and shuts it.
Conversations with Gry are always strange.
So he leaves, and you guys are left with your planning and whatnot.
So we need to tell Nina. Rabijjan, I'm sure, would like to relay the information for Abel. And then how do you want to go about getting to the Indiro the Hungry? How do you like to go about getting to her? She's under the capital, but do we want to get any information about it? Do we want to just go to the capital and start searching? What do you want to do?
Maybe Tiseo would have some insight.
Agreed. That is what I would suggest as well.
So what? We're going dragon hunting?
We're always dragon hunting.
This is a little different. This is Operation Dragon Rescue.
Also, we're gonna save another weird dragon with unique personality, I believe.
Another metallic, like Nordak or Jerdoth.
Wasn't Nordak the one that was just like speaking all the time and talk shitting all the time?
No, that's Ren.
Yes, Nordak is the silly.
Okay, so if that's what you want to do, you guys need to prepare before we go, or are we all set? Finn, can he teleport us right up there, or?
Rabijjan thinks she has to be first.
And maybe it would be nice to spend a couple hours in Centervale.
Also, Rabijjan would maybe like to sleep in her own bed tonight. Maybe?
I suppose it is starting to get not late, but it's not early. Maybe we should stay in Centervale tonight and then make more progress tomorrow. We can finish up the things that we have to do here. We can talk to Abel and make sure everyone's caught up.
That sounds like a great plan. I activate the portal to Humble Beginnings so everybody can get back to town.
Before you leave, Gervine's going to stick his head back in and go, Finn, can I have a moment of solo talk?
I wasn't planning on leaving anyway. As they walk through, before the last person goes through, I say, "See you in the morning," and then I deactivate the portal immediately after.
It's funny because you can't make him go through the portal before you because he has to work it. All right, Gervine's going to come up to you and goes, "Hey, Finn."
Yes.
I know you guys have been dealing with the dragon part of it, but there's really like a couple different, assets since there's multiple fingers. And so me and Rith and Tolgar have been focusing on the undead part of it because that's kind of my thing. Right? Rith's pretty familiar with them too. As a paladin, I guess they do some stuff with them. But I stumbled across a few things, and one of them could be a game changer.
Oh, really? What is that?
I know how to become a lich.
Okay. I'm a lot not sure what to say about that.
Me neither. I don't want to do it. All right, because if it was like mix a couple plants together and draw a circle on the ground and do a happy dance and then drink a potion and you become a lich, I'd be okay with that. I'm not really concerned with the idea of being a lich. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but you've got to kill a lot of people. Like, it's a big ritual. There's a lot of death. And I like almost all of the people I've ever met. I even think I like Finn.
I'm kind of intrigued, and perhaps a little later, just for research purposes, you could teach me how this is done. I'm intrigued, but for now, why is this important for what's going on?
Because I've done some research into how much of their forces they have, just some divination stuff that we've worked with, and then contacting some of the Shadowfell and things like that I can do, and just kind of poking and prodding, and they've got a lot of stuff, man, and they're really, it feels happy-go-lucky, but they're really starting to circle the noose around our neck. If they just spring, we got nothing.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So it sounds like we need to free these last dragons quickly and get right on the undead menace.
So what I've been doing because working with the dragons really addresses one of the fingers, right? One of the fingers is focused on the dragon fight. My group has been focused on breaking up the cells of undead strength. We've killed a few necromancers, we've killed a few intelligent undead, and we've dispersed, or I've claimed what undead power I can from them, and I've got a lot of really cool items and stuff from it. But there's a lot, and that's just 2 fingers. This is a 5-finger operation. I mean, if they get mad, it's a 5-finger death punch.
That does sound intense. Okay, I will share this information with the group. It's okay if I share this information with the group, right?
I don't know how they'll feel about the Lich thing. You know, they get weird. I mean, they still bug you because of the thing.
Oh yeah. I don't plan on letting them know anything about the Lich. But you and I should definitely talk later because I am definitely interested.
Yeah, I'll share my notes with you.
I won't tell them.
That's part of the deal, right? We build a school of magic, and the teachers completely share the notes with each other as they want.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
You've always shared your stuff with me. You can always look at my stuff too. You know where I keep it.
Okay, so I'll share everything else. I'm going to keep the Lich thing to myself.
Please.
And we will see what we can do about ironing out this dragon situation, and then get to helping you with the undead as soon as possible.
Yeah, I didn't mean to overhear. Did you say one's in the Drow City?
It seems that one is imprisoned in the Underdark in a Drow stronghold. Yes.
Well, I've got a lot of extra undead. Like, I can just create a distraction if you can set up one of those portal things.
Well, that could work.
Yeah, one of the items I got creates this like extra dimensional plane, and I think like eventually we'll be able to just make these. But I've just been shoving undead in there like crazy. Like, it's a horrible place now, I'm sure.
It sounds rather horrible.
Yeah, but we can just... Yeah, no problem. I don't even like to go there. But we can just open the door and, like, push them through, right?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, there's not a lot of intelligent undead in there. There's a couple mummies and about 10 vampires in there, but that's enough. There's over 100 skeletons on that thing.
Yes, that should help considerably. I think we're going to try to retrieve the one from under the capital, the Elven capital first, but then I will catch up with you here, and maybe we can coordinate that attack.
All right. Well, I'll see you later, man.
Okay. Finnileas will stay. He's got some thinking to do now, so he's going to stay in his rooms, spend the night there, and go to Centervale in the morning.
So everybody else just finds himself in the humble beginnings. All right, so what are you guys doing? You guys gonna go down to the inn? You guys, what's happening? Roland, Rin, Mal, Basil, Onyx.
So, Rin he's probably going to wake up early and take an early lunch, prepare his gear, put on his tactical clothes, and wait for the others to get down. He also will order breakfast and a beverage for everyone as soon as they get down. Yeah, Ren has been on holiday, so he feels like sharing and paying stuff. It's not gonna last though.
Wait, we still have time to do things today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Basil's pretty content to just go with Rabijjan to see Abel. I think once if there's time after that, he would like to try and find Mango and maybe Ron as well. Shudders.
Well, Finn, oh crap, he did it again, didn't he? Alright, I'm gonna go hang out with Nina.
Oh, if you're going to see Nina, please fill her in on the details of what transpired.
Absolutely.
Okay, real quick, we'll go with Basil first because he did something fun. Who are you looking for, Basil?
My students.
Oh yeah, what was the second name of the student? The second one?
I think it was Mango.
No, that was the first one.
It might have been a certain snake master called Ron. I don't know. I guess Basil would just climb on top of a building and be like, Ron, Mango.
Well,
really
Mango's. You find out quickly that Mango's out on a mission, but when you climb on top of the building, you see Ron up there doing push-ups.
Oh, Ron?
Oh hell, man, what's going on?
I think Basil sort of would jump a little bit, just sort of forgetting the natural energy that radiates from Ron. But he's like, oh, I suppose quite a lot. A lot of good things. Well, better. Well, a lot. What is going on with you, Ron?
Oh, we punched a dragon in the face a couple days ago, and I've been out here working out with all my little poison venom snakes.
Yes, the poison venom snakes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I found you, actually, Ron, because I've been trying to do a better job of being a teacher, so I thought perhaps Mango is busy, and there aren't many other students here, so I thought perhaps you would like to perhaps talk for a while, and we could discuss some of the less obvious philosophies of the Order.
Oh, we're going to talk about being a damn ninja? Because I'm always down for that conversation.
I suppose, yes, we're going to talk about being a damn ninja.
All right, you want me to stop doing push-ups, boss, or am I okay to keep working these arms out? Because these cannons ain't coming from nowhere.
You can push up until the cows come home.
Oh, it's about another hour and a half. They should be coming home for supper soon.
Then go as long as you like, Ron.
All right, what are you going to talk about, boss?
Basil would just want to sort of be like, he'd want to talk about some of the things that have happened on his particular journey, and sort of he would ask Ron, like, what does he think of those things? And then depending on how Ron answers, he would want to sort of say, well, maybe it's an opportunity to learn in this way or that way, general sort of mysticism.
Give me one example.
Okay, so
mysticism.
I think the best example is that time Basil and Finn got possessed by a lich, because Lord knows there's plenty of things
they still
to learn
talk
from
about that at the end.
As they rightly should, Ron. It is somewhat embarrassing, but it certainly is something that shouldn't be forgotten.
Yeah, so I think the moral of this lesson is don't touch creepy orbs.
Okay. Yes and no.
So I do touch creepy orbs.
Well, no. One of the lessons, I think, is to remember the reason that we are where we are is because of the people around us, Ron. Sometimes, perhaps, we have to rely more on ourselves. Sometimes we have to rely more on poisonous snakes, whatever it may be. But regardless of what it is important to listen to the voices around us. Myself and Finnileas were fairly confident in our assessment of the risk, and we were wrong. But the problem arose when we weren't able to hear the voices of our friends. As the lesser, it is important to understand where one can make mistakes. The path to perfection is filled with errors and failures. So I suppose the lesson is it's okay to get a little bit lich possessed as long as you listen to the people that aren't.
I get you. Listen, I don't want to surprise you or nothing, but I'm not the smartest man around. So when I go out and do things, I try to bring somebody a little bit quicker on the uptake for me. I mean, heck, I'm pretty sure Vicky, the venomous crooked tooth poisonous snake I got here, is quicker on the uptake than I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd named them. That's quite sweet.
Why wouldn't you name them? They're like my best, other than you, my best friends.
Oh, Ron, that's very sweet. But I am glad that you heed caution and understand your own limitations. I don't think you're not intelligent, but it's good to know when somebody else could fill in the gaps in your armor. Or muscles.
Ain't no gaps in my muscles unless you consider my brain a muscle, and then, oh my god, there's a gap about as big as a canyon in there.
Well, I think the brain can grow.
Listen, there's a bigger gap in my brain than there was in Paul's teeth, all right? I got some empty space up there.
Perhaps I should add reading to the curriculum.
Oh, buddy, I don't know if I'm ready for that. You want me to punch somebody in the face? I can do it. You want me to wrangle some poisonous snakes? I can do that. But you want me to read a book, and it's going to take a tutor and a lot of patience.
Have you ever taught a snake how to read?
No, I can't teach him. I don't know how to read. But I did teach a snake how to tango one time. Was awesome.
Well, have you ever tried to teach a snake how to read?
I don't know how to read, so I don't know how to teach to. I would have to learn to read first.
Right. What's stopping you?
I mean, I usually just flex at stuff, and then it works. And he makes his pecs bounce like Terry Crews.
And I take it that's been not very fruitful with the whole letters and words thing.
I mean, that's fair.
Perhaps the snakes would like to learn how to read. And who else to teach them but their best friend?
Is this one of those things where you're appealing to a thing that I like to try to get me to better myself as a person so that I can be a better person all around?
Almost definitely. But I also think it would be very cool if snakes could read.
He stops doing push-up and he points a finger at you and he goes, "Look at you being all lesser-like."
Thank you.
All right, I guess I'll go get a book. And then he stops doing push-ups and he scoops up his snakes and he comes up and he punches you in the shoulder like a bro, and it hurts a little bit because he's strong.
Does he knock me off the roof?
No, not even gonna make you do it. He's not trying to hit you hard. It's just like, ow.
Okay.
And then he hops off.
Okay.
Does the superhero landing and goes inside and says, "Nina, you got any of them books you talk about?"
Perhaps reading is too much power for him.
Roland, your favorite NPC comes strolling in. "Hey, Druid Roland, you want to look at my poisonous snacks?"
Earl, can you read with your stick?
Roland is taking a swig of wine as Ron bursts into the common room, which causes Roland to spit take across the bar. What?
I'm just you words with snake. You want to take a look? I got one new. It's a new one. It's got all these colors. Look at it. And he holds this non-venomous snake in front of you. Look, I heard it was really poisonous, deadly like.
No, that's just a common grass snake, not venomous.
If you want, Roland, give me a nature check to check his snakes out, because he's got a few of them kind of on and around him.
That's an 8.
Yeah, they're snakes. They're all super sneaky. Anyway, he's gonna grab a pamphlet off the bar, and he's gonna go in the corner, sit cross-legged, and start trying to make words happen.
I came down for a drink, but I guess we're getting a show too.
All right, Rabby, what are you doing?
Reluctantly looking for Abel.
Oh yeah, where are you gonna look?
Probably
Where's the first place you go when you get back to the humble beginnings?
the bar dining area.
He's not there.
Well, then Rabijjan would go to her room because it's been a stressful trip, and she likes alone time every now and then just to kind of unwind like introverts do.
So you open the door to your room and you hear, "Oh, it's a pleasure to see you. So, how was your little trip?"
Well, Rabijjan doesn't feel like it was a vacation.
"Oh, that's unfortunate. I've heard that those pyramids have the most delightful water on the planet."
Yeah, Rabijjan has heard that too.
"Oh, I hope you tried some while you were there. I heard it's just simply unbeatable."
Rabijjan has perfectly good water in her never-ending decanter. So no.
Well, that's unfortunate. It would have truly been a pleasure for you. I can have somebody bring you some if you'd like. Anything for you. We can't have a parched Rabijjan.
Rabijjan will pass. Think so. But,
Give me a perception check, Rabijjan.
I rolled a 20.
Everything in your room looks exactly like when you left, except for newer from a better brand. You had Walmart brand sheets, right? And somehow you got like Gucci sheets now. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Rabijjan is both excited and extremely uncomfortable.
So you look exhausted, my dear Rabijjan. I'm going to give you time to rest in your room. I'm a little embarrassed you caught me here, but things happen. But tell me, did you run into my buddy, the overstuffy dragon of law?
Yeah. Rabijjan is just a little distracted finding you in her room, touching her things. But yeah.
Oh, no. I didn't touch anything.
That doesn't make it better. Rabijjan did speak to Mr. the Law, and he does not like you.
Oh, but he respects me, and that's all that matters in battle buddies.
Rabijjan didn't really get that vibe. He said that he will see and punish you after his other dragon brethrens are free.
Ooh, he must still be mad about his family.
When Rabijjan and her friends freed Mr. the Law from his jail cell, there was like dead dragon heads around, and they were his family. So yeah, Rabijjan thinks
Wonderful
that,
people.
yeah, Rabijjan,
Wonderful people to a T. Completely unlike him. He's a bit overbearing.
Yeah, Rabijjan could understand that, but yes, Rabijjan thinks that Mr. the Law is still upset that his family is deceased.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the story?
Rabijjan feels like she's going to hear the story.
Oh, you don't have to. We can pass on this. I don't ever want to force anything on you, Miss Rabijjan.
Rabijjan is gonna raise her eyebrows real high and kind of visibly turn and look around her room and say,
Oh, yes.
Is that
yes,
so?
I did. It is so. I did replace everything, but you have the option of having it back to the way it was. I can have your room switched back by the time you get back from breakfast tomorrow morning. So it'll be here for you to sleep now. Obviously, I can't do it. But when you wake up and go to breakfast, I can have your entire room back to normal.
Rabijjan will get back to you on that. However, breakfast tomorrow on that subject. So Rabijjan did what you asked. She spoke to Mr. the Law, even though he was not very nice. And she asked about you, which he was not happy about.
He gets real serious, looks at you and goes, Did he harm you?
No.
Did he threaten you?
No.
If anybody threatens you, you tell me.
Thank you.
So,
but Rabijjan
the services of your personal cook. That's what you're getting at.
I mean, well, Rabijjan, that's nice. And Rabijjan's probably not gonna say no to that. But there was something else that Rabijjan remembers speaking to you about before we went to go free Mr. the Law.
Oh, I will talk to you about anything. Anything I can do to keep you talking, Rabijjan.
Well, Rabijjan found somebody else when she was freeing Mr. the Law. Mr. Selwyn Sr. And
you found him. Key Warren.
Yeah. Well, Rabijjan has more questions that you agreed to talk to her about her past and stuff.
Rabijjan, no need to beat around the bush. Why don't you directly ask me the question that's on your heart?
Rabijjan feels like she might have more energy at breakfast tomorrow.
So it's a date. I'll eat breakfast with you tomorrow.
Yay!
Perfect. What should I have our gnomish cook prepare for you? Don't even worry about it. I'll just have him make everything.
That's actually what Rabijjan was going to say.
Perfect. So he gets up, all smiles, springing a step, walks through the door, turns. He bows, bending almost into a 90-degree angle at the waist, shuts the door, and you hear him kind of happily say, "Good night," as he heads down. You hear like one or two footsteps and then nothing.
Rabijjan is going to distract herself from all of that with everything that is now in her room. And then eventually she's going to quiet down and spend the night on her new Gucci sheets.
Perfect. Just so you know, I need you to roll 1d8.
4.
When you wake up in the morning, I'm sorry, that was for Rabijjan. When you wake up in the morning, you have 4 temporary hit points from how comfortable your room is. You can't heal them back once they're gone. It's just 4 additional hit points that once they're gone, they're gone.
Okay.
All right, Roland. Do you say anything in particular to Nina?
Yeah, I find her in her seat, I presume. Nina, we located Tolgar the Law, and we now know the locations of Indrio the Hungry and Fredu, Eater of Sheep.
She kind of laughs and she goes, "Do you know why they call Indrio the Hungry?"
Nope.
Okay, so you remember my friend Troutline, right?
Yes.
The big troll guy with the giant scary-looking swords?
Yes, he's hard to miss.
So, he is by far the hungriest person I've ever met. That guy will eat always. I've never seen him say no to food, and unless he's swinging his swords or fishing, he's either drinking or eating. Well, one night during the war, we were all drinking, and I was winning, and we were playing a game. I think the kids call it Truth or Dare. So it comes up to Indrio's turn, and Indrio says dare. And Trotline, before anybody could say anything, looks at Indrio and goes, I dare you to win this battle by eating all the cavalry's horses before the morning. So this dragon flies up and eats 1,000 horses in a night. It comes back waddling because she was so fat she couldn't fly the next day. But with that, the cavalry, who was their biggest force in that battle, was out. And they just had these guys who were used to riding on horseback with nothing to do.
That's hilarious. When I was a child, Reagan would dare me to do the unpleasant things. And when I say dare, I mean made.
Those dragons are real people. They all have families, right? They have history. They were babies. Most of them were parents. And they impacted a world. She says as she's drinking. She kind of looks off into the distance and she goes, even the reds and the blues and the greens and the blacks, they all have a story. They just chose to make that story one that causes them to die.
Indeed. We're planning on freeing Indrio first, as it appears that she is imprisoned beneath the Elven capital.
Really? Huh. That one will be easy.
That's what I was thinking, which makes me question if it would be more wise to get Fredu first, as he's imprisoned within a Drow capital.
No, if you can get to the Hungry first, if she's easy, get it done, because that's gonna put one more pawn on the board for you before you go into a hard fight.
It's very wise, Nina.
That's not me, it's the Jameson.
I never knew your last name was Jameson. Oh, I nearly forgot. Not only did we find and free Tolgar, we also found Kiwaran, Silwyn, Finnileas' father.
What a goofy man.
The family resemblance is uncanny.
But he's alive.
Indeed, and it seems that he'd been imprisoned there for well over a year.
Probably 100 years knowing that goofball.
It appears that Tiamat had imprisoned some sort of sphinx to guard the well. Kiwaran failed to answer its riddle correctly, it seems.
He's smart, not wise.
A very astute distinction to make.
Alright, well, I'm gonna keep drinking. It sounds like you guys got it under control. We killed the blue dragon. That was fun. Jumped off the humble beginnings. That was a little less fun until I landed on the blue dragon's skull.
Perhaps that's a tale you can recall another time.
You do notice she's got a new dragon tooth necklace.
Nice necklace, by the way.
Yeah, I figured I knocked it out. I should keep it. Okay, so it's the next morning in the humble beginnings. It's about time for everybody to have breakfast. So if you guys want to roll all in to have breakfast, Ren, you're up, showered, refreshed. Mallory, enjoy those temporary hit points. You've had the greatest night's sleep that you've ever had in your life. All right, and Grok, you can pick where you were. Finnileas stayed in his study, and he opened the portal to let everybody go back to the humble beginnings. So either where you wanted to stay at that night. Basically, all they've done is come back, kind of rehashed what happened last game, which I don't think you were there for. They failed riddles. They passed riddles. They dealt with an Andrio Sphinx. Some people drank some more of the delicious water, and then they came home. They also rescued Finn's dad. They basically concluded the adventure from last time, and this time it just started with them coming home. So it's the next morning now. You've all had a full rest. Everybody's got hit points, temporary hit dice, spell slots. Everything's restored, and you're meeting for breakfast. When they come in, there's one of the tables has a nice, beautiful tablecloth laid down on it with like crystal plates and silverware and cutlery, and there's only 2 seats set there, and anytime somebody stands next to it, one of Abel's bodyguards politely asks them to sit somewhere else, as these 2 seats are reserved. And the food that is down there is just smashing.
Oh, I wonder who that table is for.
I'm assuming Rabijjan is probably the last one downstairs.
I'm sure. So everybody, as you walk in, does anybody do anything unique or special?
Yeah. Ren is going to be like, he's gonna raise an eyebrow and just like speak out loud and say, "Since when the fretting cat dates the awful Abel?" I mean, and Ren just gives a look at maybe Nina if she's at the bar drinking at her like favorite seat or something like that, and he's just like looking for someone to acknowledge the weirdness of this moment.
Yeah, Nina's still there.
They're kind of a thing now, I think.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, hello. Good morning. Finnileas is sitting in a corner.
Yeah, well, what do you mean a thing? What did I miss? I've been gone a few days, no more.
I don't. They seem really close now. I think they're dating or they're a couple or I don't know something.
Well, I didn't knew Rabijjan was, or maybe had the mind to do stuff like that. She seems like always like keeping to herself or being too naive for that kind of stuff.
Me too. But I mean, look.
Yeah, well, that's still frelled up.
Okay, so Rabijjan, you wake up, you come down, everybody's in the inn, and you see one magnificently set place, table. As you reach the bottom of your stairs, Abel comes walking through the wall and says, "My lady, to your table."
Through the wall?
Yeah, he does that.
Well, Rabijjan is going to be excitedly eyeballing the food because she had the best night's sleep ever. And then Abel's going to walk through the wall and she's going to make a face like,
I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm terrifying. I apologize. Please, have breakfast. All you can eat to your heart's content.
"Good morning, Mr. Abel Geyser. Thank you for breakfast." And she's going to sit and pile her plate with at least one of everything.
He just sits across from you, not touching any food whatsoever, patiently.
Rabijjan doesn't notice because she is stuffing her face.
You probably sound like Slimer from Ghostbusters right now.
Rabijjan would like to think she sounds better than that, but it's kind of impossible to sound like anything else when you are literally inhaling food.
Anybody else doing anything while Rabijjan devours an entire table of food?
If maybe Onyx wants to do the thing he just wrote in the chat, I'm helping him moving a table like close by and just like sitting across the table and just like watching the show.
As you do that, Abel begins to put food on a plate and he slides it in front of everybody else, sharing the food with the rest of the guild.
Thank you, I guess.
No problem. Any friend of Rabijjan's shall have their existence at least tolerated.
No less, right?
I find a few of you very entertaining, especially you, Ren. You're probably my second favorite person in this guild.
That's a shame.
Nina's right over there.
Nina knows how I feel about her. Much like the law, Nina and I would never claim each other as best friends, but we both respect each other and respect each other's abilities. I will not do hardly anything to harm you guys because her club hurts.
Abel, I don't find it particularly reassuring that you don't consider yourself friends with the law.
Have you met him? Everything is black and white. There is no gray. He is. If you steal food because your children are starving and the crime in his region is death for theft, then you will die and then your children will starve to death. There's no compassion. There is right and wrong. And the right is what is the rule and not what is right. Morals are not his specialty. Rules are his specialty.
Ren will just like move his head near to Onyx and just say something like, "Did you get anything he said?"
You said, "Here's food."
So, by the end of the day, you guys will meet one of the strongest creatures to ever walk on this planet.
Are they friendly?
Well, I hope.
I'm right here.
You're going to meet the Hungry today, the horse eater.
Oh. I thought you had meant, yes. No, yes.
That is the strongest golden dragon that exists. And in that, arguably the strongest dragon that exists.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't make her mad. I'm kidding. You can make her mad. She's got kindness. You see, the difference between the Hungry and the law is the same father steals food from a marketplace to feed its starving children, and the Hungry discovers it. The Hungry might take the father to jail, and then immediately after take the food that he had stolen, plus some gold, plus some more food, to the family so that they could be taken care of. The law would just kill him.
Basil sort of raises his eyebrow and says, for somebody willing to sell information to bloodthirsty kobolds. You seem very preoccupied with the morals of the law.
Hey, those kobolds had no chance. I made money. You guys had fun. You put people to work fixing your fence. What I did was good for the economy.
I'm just advising that perhaps you should be willing to look inward as well as outward, Abel.
I'm as hollow as can be.
Well, I don't exactly know the anatomy of aberrations, so I will take your word on that.
It's an interesting word to use.
I've heard it thrown around, and I have a general understanding of what it means.
Maybe sometime you and I shall talk and you can find out the full definition.
Well, that would be fun.
So, how are you guys going to do it? Are you going to sneak into the castle and try to get below the Elven City and release this dragon from its imprisonment? Or are you just going to walk in the front door and go, hey, we believe you've got a giant, powerful dragon being under your castle this whole time, and it'd be really peachy keen if you could let us have it?
I wasn't planning on either of those options. We're in good standing with the Elvish royal family. I figured we could ask Teseo for help getting inside, or even Basha.
Lunemi, yes. Basha was her street name when she was hiding. Now that she's fully stepped into her role of princess, and her engagement is proceeding very well. Princess Lunemi.
Right.
Just prepping you, when you talk to the parents, if you refer to her as Basha, the mom might take it as a slight. That is when she forsook her family. I said forsook her family and ran away. And she used that name to hide. It might be a bit of a slap.
Good point. She'll always be Basha in our hearts, but Princess Lunemi, of course. But I believe our connection should be sufficient to gain access for this noble deed.
You think so?
Do you have a better idea, Rin?
I'm pretty sure you guys could probably walk right in. You've built a relationship with Springwater. You had his lackey Sue in the group for a while, and you've got a connection there. You've got a great connection with the princess. You've done some work for the king and returned the princess back to his side. I'm sure you could call in some favors. What about the one with the drow? Would you like me to go down there and see if I can rustle that one out for you? All right, so make a plan, guys. It's been a while of just chatting about a plan. Let's make a plan.
Shall we head to the capital then?
Well, Rabijjan's okay with that, but Rabijjan needs to talk to Mr. Abelgeister before we leave.
Well, I could just come with you.
Or there's that too.
But what would you like to talk about? He kind of leans forward and looks at you dreamily.
Well, Rabijjan is going to do a big swallow, kind of gulp thing, make sure her mouth is not full of food. And she's going to look a little bit nervous. Then she's going to try to, amp herself up, visibly, whatever. And she's going to say, Rabijjan has questions about her past and her family.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Well, Mr. Finn's dad said that he rehomed Rabijjan when she was little.
Correct. Your father was a horrible man.
Rabijjan did not know that.
Oh, yes. He's one of the leaders of the cult. Yes.
What?
Yes, no, your father was one of the leaders of the cult. One of what they call the Fingers.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a very horrible people, responsible for the death of almost your entire race, including a lot of your family, as well as many people who were not Tabaxi.
Meow? What?
Yeah, so as that was happening, your mother, who knew the Silwins, reached out for help. Warren was near, and he took you as a little kitten cub and rehomed you with the people that you know as mom and dad.
Rabijjan knows of an uncle, but...
They're just strangers. They're not actually related to you. Your parents never met those people before. Warren picked out two strangers who had no connection with your past so that your father couldn't track you down. It was wonderfully brilliant, perfectly executed.
Okay.
That's a lot. And he slides a bowl of ice cream across and goes, dessert?
Rabijjan's stomach kind of hurts right now. Maybe later. She's still trying to absorb that mess. And then Rabijjan, as she did before in the kind of prison jail cell thing with Finn's dad, because I cannot remember his name for the life of me.
Keywarren.
I was going to say Kiwanis, but I knew that was wrong. But she's just going to sit there and kind of very big, bug-eyed stare out into space silently and try to absorb everything.
Abel's going to reach across the table and put his hand on your shoulders and go, listen, Rabijjan, I promised never to tell you this, but I like you more than the person I made the promise to. Your father's name is Hawkfeather. Everybody called him Hawk. You come from the Tabaxi clan of the Mellow Lakes. He is the third digit of the hand. With a longbow, this man can kill you from almost a mile away. He rose into power as a warlord, and those of your people who did not agree with his murderous ways were quickly put to death by those who did. He's merciless, hard-headed, stubborn, and keenly focused on furthering the goals of the hand, because the hand brings him profit and power. You're kind of a princess.
No. Rabijjan doesn't know. No.
Yeah, your father has the surviving members of your clan either entrapped out of fear or of blind loyalty to a murderous madman. You're kind of your people's only hope.
Meow.
So, princess, what do you want to do about that dad of yours?
Rabijjan thinks we should go to the Elven capital.
I tell you what, you go to the Elven capital, rescue yourself the most powerful being that walks on the planet, and I'll have a gift for you when you come back.
Okay, Mr. Abelgeiser. Rabijjan will see you later. And she's going to zombie-like get up from the table and just walk out of the humble beginnings and kind of go sit somewhere quietly to absorb.
And with that, Abel will stand up, clap his hands, and the tablecloth will roll in on itself and disappear. All the food and drinks gone. And he'll go, my, what a wonderful start to the day. I wish you guys luck on your adventure. I'll see you later. And then he sinks to the floor. What are you guys going to do?
So what? So the plan is we go speak to Bash's parents to have them let us enter the dungeon or the crypt and where we go dragon hunting, saving, whatever. If not, I have maybe some connection in the past that could maybe help us.
Princess Lunemi?
You know my memory sucks, so you're gonna have to remind me.
Also, I thought we'd be better off seeking out Saseo rather than the princess. Thoughts?
Nah, that seems fine to me, but no but. Just let's do this. And like I said, if it doesn't work, I might have a plan B.
Alright, Finnileas, would you care to ready the portal?
I absolutely. I think I probably, though it goes up against everything that I desire, I should probably open the portal to my mother's rather than the king and queen's private chamber now that the princess is not with us.
Okay, so you guys managed to go back. You come into Belethiel's house. Not a problem. There is something different, though. When you walk into the chamber or into the room, you notice it's messy. There's bits of food left over places, books are misplaced, and it just looks kind of in shambles.
Do we see Belethiel?
You hear her, and she's talking loudly.
I will go looking for her.
It's not too hard to find her. You move around a corner pretty quickly, and you see her standing there talking to your father, just excitedly catching up. As you come around the corner, you hear her going, oh my god, the best is when you catch him around a young lady. If you even allude to the fact that they're an item, he gets so embarrassed. You have to try it.
Oh boy. I turn around and leave.
She goes, Finnileas! And your father goes, oh, did you bring your Tabaxi friend with you?
Yes, Keywarren. I brought all my friends with me.
Good, you've got a lot of friends. I'm glad. Did I tell you, Belethiel, that he's the reason I got out? I was trapped. If it wasn't for our son, I'd probably still be there.
Hello, Mother.
Look at you saving your father's life. I've been trying to find him for a while now, and you just managed to do it quickly. Thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. I wasn't looking. It was an accident. You're welcome.
Just take credit. Be happy, proud. You did a great thing.
So anyway, we are here, we've discovered that Indiro the Hungry, ancient gold dragon, is somewhere here under the capital, and we're here to free her. Have you ever heard of her or this or whatever?
Under the capital here?
That is what we've discovered. Yes.
She kind of pauses. There's only really one place that something like that could be. That's under the castle itself.
Well, do you think that the king or the queen is going to have any issue, any problem with us freeing the dragon?
Oh, honey, we've done so much for this king and queen that if they have issues, they've got other issues besides that.
Well, I don't think I'll be saying that. I just was, wondering. I think we'll go now. We'll just go ahead and walk over.
No,
there.
we haven't told them that your father's back yet either. Let us go make the request for you. They owe us.
Oh boy. Okay.
Come, it'll be a family vacation. Me, your father, you, your Tabaxi friend, the rest of them.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Rabijjan could totally use a vacation.
So, Belethiel is going to quickly walk over to the portal and switch it. She'll move some stuff, do some runes, and she opens a portal, and she steps through, and then Finnileas' father, Warren, motions everybody else to step through, and then he'll go last. As you guys go through, you see that Belethiel's already talking to the king and queen. The king is very excited to have the conversation. The queen actually looks relatively excited to see everybody back. You find news that Princess Lunami's out, working on the front, doing some stuff against some cultists who are antagonizing the Elvis Fields. And Belethiel makes the request that you guys presented. She says they've come under the belief that one of the dragons has been stored beneath the palace. Once you say that, the king almost looks like the lights turn on, and he goes, yes, actually, when the dragons agreed to be imprisoned, one of them was placed here. For some reason, I couldn't remember that until you mentioned it, but yeah, I'll take you down to the room. And they take you over to the tunnels, and as they take you to the tunnel, they lead you down to the stairs. And the king says, yes, feel free to go down there and do whatever you guys want. You guys are trusted representatives of the if any of the defenders of the Vale seek an audience with the king and queen of this land, it will be granted as soon as possible. All of you are welcomed and esteemed visitors, regardless of being Tabaxi or Dragonborn, who typically the elves have a problem with. We're sorry, we're working on it. Even you, Ren, it's nice to see you back in town.
Why even? Never mind.
He smiles, and then they leaving you in the top left, or in the top corner of this. The door, the stairs spiral down. It's a circular spiral that descend and land into this top left-hand corner of the room. So now you've come into the room, and you see what you see. The floors are very old and dusty stone. In the center, you see the onyx-like pedestal that looks familiar. And you notice a red glow coming from the edge of the stone, and that there is a wooden platform on the south side.
Is it only me, or is it hot in here?
It's definitely not only you.
So the king escorted us down here. Does the king remember now how to get the dragon out of this prison?
He has no idea. He says he feels very uncomfortable down there, and him and his wife didn't come, but he quickly leaves. As soon as you guys let him, he goes back upstairs.
Well, once again, I guess it's up to us to figure this thing out.
He won't be impolite, and as long as you keep asking him questions, he'll stay to answer them, but he does not. He looks anxious.
So he looks like Rabijjan?
Yeah. But only is it normal for you to look like that.
Rabijjan's gonna have bald spots by the end of this.
Already has.
Well, I don't see pillars. I don't see a throne on a platform piercing through the onyx stone there. I could spend 10 minutes or so and cast Detect Magic and see if I can find anything in here.
Sure, you go ahead and do this, and I will, do my thing and just go around and see if there are any mechanical or something, some sort of mechanism that could maybe unlock something or someone.
Sure. Why don't you Give me 4 investigation checks, and we'll say that's the 4 quadrants of the room we're in. You rolled a 19, a 15, a 21, and a 26.
Well, nothing mechanical here, guys. No pressure plate, no levers, no strings, no nothing. I guess I'm useless in here.
Not just in here, Ren. You're useless many places.
Yeah, I know.
I was just about to say, oh, poor Ren, you're never useless.
2 different types of friends. There's one who'll lift you up, and there's one who'll slam you down. Finnileas ritualistically cast detect magic, and so for the duration, he can sense magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and you can learn its school of magic, if any. The spell is can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood and dirt. So tell me what all you're looking at.
Well, I'm gonna walk about 30 feet away from the exterior wall, all the way around the room, and look at the walls and the floor and the ceiling, and especially the Onyx prison, and see if I see anything magical in here.
So the Onyx prison lights up with, I think, aberration magic. It's the magic that you would normally expect to see. It looks magnificently brilliant. Like, it hurts your eyes. It's so bright with that magic. You detect very, very strong magic when you do that. The lava, you detect illusionary magic from the lava, all of it. And then the bridge is, you detect a little conjuration magic on the bridge.
Okay, I fill everybody in on that. The lava may or may not be lava. There's an illusion there, and the bridge has conjuration magic on it.
Alright, after receiving this information, Rin is going to try something. He's going to grab his rope and just throw some part of the rope into the lava and see if the rope burns or not. Yes, sorry, I'm gonna point it.
Yeah, move your character over there and explain what you're doing.
So I'm just taking out the rope out of my bag, and I will just throw a part of it while holding the other part into the lava to see if it burns or not.
Oh yeah, you see, that's what that is. That's your rope burning as it goes into the lava.
It does?
Oh yeah.
I look at Finnileas and say, didn't you say it might be an illusion or something?
I did.
Good thing I just used the rope. Huh? Rin will stay there and keep thinking about things.
I'm more concerned about the conjuration on the bridge.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to be concerned. I haven't figured out a plan yet. I just wanted to point out that to me is far more dangerous than the lava being an illusion.
Well, couldn't any of you just maybe use a dispel magic or some sort on the bridge?
Rabijjan can do that.
Who are you working to?
Wait, you want Rabijjan to make dispel magic on the bridge, not the lava?
Not yet. Finnileas grabs his broom and walks over to the bridge and steps on it.
All right, when you step on the bridge, water starts to pour from below the bridge onto the lava, and you can hear the hissing, and it pours directly from under you.
Oh, it's a bridge of endless water.
And as you stand, the water pours, and the lava starts to slow under you, and it starts to form chunks, of almost hardened lava.
Volcanic rock, you might say.
It's not there yet. It's coagulating.
I run all the way across.
Everywhere your foot touches, the water falls, and when you move, the water stops.
I'm going to start heading across the bridge too then.
Same thing. Just wherever you're standing, water falls from you. And it's not like a torrential downpour, it's a soft rain, but it falls from under you to the lava.
I'm going to be doing it in a meandering, take my dear sweet time kind of speed.
Wherever you're at, there's water, and it falls into the lava below you.
Rabijjan is going to see the water falling from the bridge, and she's going to grab her decanter of endless water and uncork it, pointing it at the lava, and say, "Geyser," and see what happens.
It's just the same effect as the water from the bridge. Wherever it hits the lava, it slightly cools it and slows it down a little bit, but it's quickly rewarmed by all the other lava around.
Okay. And she's going to recork the decanter and just kind of watch everybody else.
So what do you guys?
While all this is going on, Roland is going to go over to the well and tap on it with his walking stick, trying to see if anything stirs up.
You hit the thing. Give me a perception check, everybody.
Ren rolled a 21.
Grok got a 13.
Basil got a 28.
Onyx got a double crit,
Let's pause
26.
for a
He
moment.
did.
Let's pause
Holy
for a moment.
crap.
Rabijjan got a 25. Onyx got 2 natural 20s in a row. Onyx, briefly, time slows for you. You look up through a keyboard, and you see a man, short hair, glasses. He's got a family, daughters, sitting behind this glowing box. And it feels like that person is making you do things. You don't know why. You're not mad at that person. But all of a sudden, it feels like there may be something beyond life for you.
Onyx just realized that he's in the Matrix.
Perfect. All right. Everybody who scored, I made you fail last time, but everybody who passed, which is 15 or better, so everybody besides Grok and Roland, you hear a confused voice emanating from deep inside your diaphragm, from inside of you, and it's just a person going,
Is somebody there? Hello? People? Are you lost? Where am I? Can somebody there?
Yes, we are here. Can you hear us?
no response to your query.
Oh, I did not like how that felt. Was that the voice of the hungry?
I don't know how any of us would know for sure, but it seems likely. Maybe you should tap on it again.
Is it me, or is it's always about tapping on a thing again and again until some things break, or like, you know?
Sure, Finn. I'll tap on it again.
Onyx, maybe you could help him tap a little harder.
You are the most powerful creature on the planet.
Onyx is going to go over, and before he does that, he's going to just stick his hand on it and go, hello.
Give me a wisdom saving throw. As Onyx touches the Onyx, his body erupts in a brief flash of flame. And he kind of stands up, and when you look at Onyx, you see Onyx is standing with different body posture. And he looks around and goes,
First of all, let me apologize. I don't like taking people's bodies.
Basil adopts a somewhat more aggressive stance to his previous nonchalant pose.
You see Onyx pat himself down, and he finds the axe, and you see Onyx picks his weapon up, or his halberd, and sets it on the ground and goes,
Listen, I'm not here to fight or harm this Earth Ganassi's body. I am here because he touched my prison, and I am begging you to release me.
That's cool, but first of all, just now, do you have any clues on how we could maybe accelerate the processes of getting you out of here?
Well, I helped construct the other prisons. I built weaknesses into the prisons by putting pillars there that would break the structure both magically and foundationally when destroyed. This prison I was not able to be part of, so I don't see any pillars. But we've got a lot of lava. Have you tried putting lava on it yet?
We don't have anything that could contain the lava anyway. Well, I mean, I don't have anything that could contain the lava, but maybe my friends does.
So, I don't have much time left because I don't want to dominate this person. My higher spell would have permanently given me control of this person. I didn't use that. In the next couple of seconds, I'm going to go back into my prison where I've been for a long time. And this person will be back. Please give them my sincerest apologies, and I will do so myself if you happen to break me out.
Call us again.
My name is Indrio the Hungry. Maybe you've heard of me? Probably not. They were going to do like a magic block of our past. I am a gold dragon. We're the good guys.
and at that point in time, Onyx, you're in control of your character again.
How did my halberd get down there?
Oh, he's back.
Does anybody have any ideas? I have an idea, but it's not an awesome one. So if anyone else has a good idea.
Well, you get the halberd, and you cut into the onyx, and you break them free.
Well, Rabijjan heard the dragon lady say that the lava might be useful.
I didn't hear that.
Is there any way we could make some sort of maybe magical container of fire-resistant container that we could use to Oh, I think I've got an idea. Maybe if we could use not dig but transform this the stone here. We could make some sort of not tunnel but trench so the lava could get into the could be redirected into the onyx stone in the middle, if that makes sense.
I have an idea. What if I were to wild shape into a fire elemental? I should have no problem interacting with the lava, and I ought to be able to move it onto the well.
This is brilliant, my man. Why don't you try that?
Rabijjan thinks that's a good idea, and Rabijjan is going to get out of your way.
Is there any particular song you want us to have played during your funeral in case something goes wrong?
Call Onyx over by me and explain to him what happened.
No, it didn't.
Onyx is ridiculous.
I have the spell for telekinesis. I just pick it up with the telekinesis and put it where we need it.
So anyway, somebody does something, right?
Yeah, what plan are you guys doing?
I think the telekinesis will be more effective. That's my vote.
Yeah, let's try the safest way first, and then if it doesn't work, we throw Roland into the lava. I mean, while he's shapeshifted in something, right?
Yeah, I'll just go for a swim.
My cousin said that once. He never came back. Rin just looked so sad in his face.
Oh no.
Brock's gonna start meandering his way back across the bridge.
All right, go ahead and link telekinesis, and the water falls from under you.
I don't know if it's gonna work. It's gonna depend on if Ricky allows it.
You gain the ability to move or manipulate creatures of objects by thought when you cast a spell, and as your action each round. For the duration, you can exert your will on one creature or object you can see within range, causing the appropriate effect below. You can affect the same target round and around, choose a new one. If you switch targets, the prior target is no longer affected by the spell. Creature can try to move a huge or smaller creature, make an ability check, string check, blah, 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 direction upward. 30 feet. An object that weighs up to 1,000 pounds. How much lava is 1,000 pounds of lava?
Too much.
Probably a lot less than you think.
I typed in kava.
It is rock soup. I can imagine it's probably pretty heavy.
So a gallon of lava, this science nerd says, would weigh about 26 pounds.
I found somebody saying that it's 25 pounds per square foot.
38 gallons of lava a turn. So you guys just see globules of lava coming and dropping onto the prison 2 or 3 times it drops. And as that's happening, the ground starts to shake. You just see a ton of lava hitting just all on top of this rock. You just see lava dropping and gooping and glopping. And eventually you start to hear almost like a crystallizing sound, and the thing splinters in its place. You see this giant golden claws come out, and it pulls itself out of the Onyx prison. All right, so this dragon gets up and it goes, and immediately puts its face right in front of Onyx's. Its long mane comes right in front of you, Onyx, and it goes,
I'm so sorry that I took control of your body. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Okay, so Finn went lying.
No, when you put your hand on my prison, I had a spell, and I used the spell and temporarily took control of you to beg these people to set me free.
We were coming to set you free anyway.
Oh, I didn't know. You didn't phone ahead.
What's a phone?
It's this thing. You guys will learn about it in the future. Don't worry.
Well, hello, Indiro. Your brothers, Jirdoth, Nordok, and Tolrag, send their regards.
You didn't mention one more. Is one of us still trapped?
One of you is still trapped. Fredu is still trapped.
It's always late. Where is he?
Well, we believe that his trap is in the Underdark, in or near a drow stronghold.
Well, that's interesting. How do you know that?
Tolrag gave us the location of both your prison and Fredu's.
Do you mind if I read your mind?
No, I don't mind.
she goes,
It's been a while. I will try not to pry, but I've been in prison for a minute.
as you kind of lean forward, instead of poking you with a claw, she leans her head down and puts her forehead against yours, which is a little terrifying and kind of exhilarating. And you briefly, I need everybody else to deafen themselves. Roland just was sad because he wanted to hear. She touches her forehead to yours, and you get flashes of dragon battles, and you see Nina and Springwater and Abel, and you see Trotline riding these dragons. You see a vision of her just chewing on horse after horse, like the story that they shared. You see a vision of her crafting the prisons that her brothers were put into. You see a vision of her going into her prison. And then you see that happen again. And then you see it happen a third time. And then you see it happen a fourth time. And it keeps repeating. Every time it's a little different when it repeats. It's slightly different. The location of the prisons is a little different. Or the color of the room. Or maybe Jirdoth is in this one and she's in the one in the pyramid. Every time there's some other detail that just feels different or wrong. And that's it. You catch that while she's getting the location of the dragon from you.
Who do I see riding her? Trotline?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. All done with the secrets. And I will just say this, Finnileas, was more importante.
Okay.
And she steps up and she looks at you and she goes,
I know where that is.
She takes a big breath and she roars. And need all of you make a Constitution saving throw. And Finnileas and Onyx, you're at disadvantage, just because you're standing right next to her when she does it. And it hurts.
Roland
got a
10.
9.
Rock got a 10. Onyx got a 15. Basil got a 16. Finnileas, what are you gonna do?
Finnileas got a 22 and a 22.
All right, Grok and Roland. Wait, hold on, Rin. You got to make a Constitution saving throw. Rabijjan, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
So 16.
yeah, that's a 16. That's sad.
That's okay. 15 is all you needed to pass. So Roland and Grok, you are both prone and in terror. You're not frightened. You don't got to run away, but you're knocked prone. You're basically paralyzed for a moment. As the most terrifying thing that's ever happened, that you've ever experienced has happened. The raw power that came from that roar is just crazy.
Grok's gonna move behind the halfling.
Oh no, it's Mr. the Law and Mr. the Silver.
So loud thunder explodes, and you smell a little bit of sulfur. You smell a little bit of like burnt stuff. You feel the tremble as these other 3 ancient dragons you guys have all met appear in a flash of energy.
Oh!
And the other 3 appear and go, "You summoned a sister." All 3 of them say in unison. And the Hungry looks around and goes,
We've one brother yet in prison, and these humans, and these mortals, and these tiny fleshlings have been finding and releasing our brothers. When one of you is released, the rest of us should have been pulled from a capture immediately. Why have you let them do your work?
and they all cut 3 kind of. And then she looks at you and goes,
You, the Law, you told them the location yet refused to come yourself? Were you afraid of these elves and dwarves?
and he gets real huffy and kind of, and he was like, I went to make preparations with the armies.
I went to make preparations with...
Yeah, she does that.
I went to make preparations with the armies. You're sending these 6, 7 mortals to a drow stronghold where this cult has hidden and entrenched themselves surrounding our brother? Do you not love your brother? Do you not care for their concern? They will not be going to rescue our brother. We will take control of our own destiny and our own family, and we will rescue our brother. And then we will go to their home and ask them and beg them to forgive us for being so incompetent.
Like, and you see this big lecture, and the lecture goes on for a while. Roland, Onyx, you can get up now.
So at this point, when I hide behind the halfling.
Basil will go to Finnileas and will be like, Finnileas, this reminds me of the first time we met your mother.
You know, I hadn't thought about it, but it is a little eerie.
Maybe Finnileas is half dragon.
Alright, you better sprout rings right now.
This dragon's going to walk over and thank you guys again. And she's going to go,
I would be here longer normally, and I would sing your praises for doing this work. But I must go. We shall meet you at...
And she looks at Finnileas and says,
Sorry, I got a little more than I expected. The humble beginnings when we're done.
That of course, is no problem, Lady Indiro. That would be fine.
And then in a loud explosion, I need all of you to make a dexterity save.
Awesome, another save for me to fail.
I said make a dexterity save. The DC is only 10.
Rabijjan got a 19.
I'm just
21 for
noticing
Roland.
I got a 13. I'm just noticing I'm really good at failing saves.
That's fair. Nobody's got a 20. They explode in a boom, and dust and everything goes flying. Obviously, make a spell effect. You got a natural 20, 30. You didn't even, your hair didn't even move. But as they poof out of there in an awesome, basically a thunderous. What's the thunder step?
Yeah, thunder step.
We're gonna go ahead and end the episode there. Thanks for coming along and listening to us play some Dungeons and Dragons. We hope you had a good time. And join us next time with Defenders of the Vale as we try to find dragons to slay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Defenders of the Vale. You can follow the cast on Facebook at Defenders of the Vale or on Twitter at Defenders Vale. Please subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you find podcasts. Tell your friends about us too. Make sure you tune in next week for more shenanigans from the Vale. Until then, Guilties, farewell.
Rabijjan, you should write that name down, all of those names, because I used a random tabaxi name generator to come up with them.
Was it Hawk Feather?
Yeah, people call him Hawk. And then you're from the Mellow Lakes clan, but he's not very mellow.
He's unmellow.
He's mellow yellow, man. He's more like Surge.
All right, Hawk Feather, Mellow Lakes. Was there anything else? I was absorbing in the same way Rabijjan was.
Third leader of the third digit of the hand.
He's the middle finger.
It's appropriate for Rabijjan.
Okay, yeah, Rabijjan.
Oh my God, Rabijjan.
Absorbing.
Isn't that weird that you thought you were going to get a bunch of Finnileas backstory because his dad's there? Nope, he's just there. That's kind of how his dad exists. He's just kind of there for now.
Ha 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 ha.
I like my favorite person to ask for a check for any reason is Rabijjan because she instantly pout glares. It's like, I don't want a yard jerk.
I've used that face so much IRL that my daughter, my baby, makes that face as well.
Good. Now give me that wisdom check. And oh my gosh. I just read in chat where they said don't go chasing waterfalls, and I hate everybody.
Stick to your rivers and lakes that you know.
That you're used to is how the lyric goes.
I was trying to be cool.
We'll stop it. Not with that song, you're not. In the lake that you're used to.
I don't remember that being a Creed song. Hang on a second.
I quit.
All right, good night, folks.
That's just as well. We don't want no scrubs.
No. Okay. You hit the thing. Give me a perception check. Everybody.
Rabijjan thinks she might have ate something weird for breakfast.
Well, hey, the breakfast, so it probably was something weird. Your stomach's not used to fancy food.
Hers is.
Yeah, it's used to fancy feast.
What? What did you say?
For the record, Fancy Feast is a brand of cat food.
Oh, I see.
That's good cat food. That's the canned stuff that's got chunks and gravy. It's good kind.
I've been here since about 5 minutes before, maybe 10 minutes before Rabijjan got her temporary hit points.
Yeah,
From her boyfriend.
She's not here to cringe on it.
She's got an awkward boyfriend. Roland's got a character, an NPC named after him that he loves. Rena's got a potion vendor.
I hope he heard that.
He got up and walked away from the computer.
Even if he didn't, like, pretty much this whole part's going to be in the outtake, so.
It'd be funny. We go to Matilda's to pick up some stuff, and she's like going, Ren, you're back already?
That's where he was these past few days.